Well, hello there. This is Phil Simborg from Chicago, and I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. It's December 31st, 2017. We have a Chouette in Chicago that we play every Saturday and usually 2 or 3 times a week during the week as well. Nice group of players, all very good open players for the most part. And every now and then we'll have a fish or two, but sometimes we open players are part of the fish or two. For those of you who are not real skilled in backgammon, I'm using Extreme Gammon, which you can buy at www.extremegammon.com. When you go and buy it, it'll ask you where you heard about it. Click on from Phil Simborg, and I get a little credit for pushing you there. This is the best software. This will help you learn your game. It evaluates positions. You can play against it. You can get coaching from it while you're playing. Just a terrific program. And by the way, if you join your country's federation, for most countries, after you join your federation to help support the game, and I urge you to join your country's federation, or even no matter where you live, join the U.S. Backgammon Federation. There's a lot of benefits, about 250 of my videos. You do get a 20% discount also on Extreme Gammon, which isn't that expensive to begin with. I think it's $60, and it's unbelievable. The previous software, which was pretty good and not as good as this, was selling for $400. So that tells you what a bargain this is, and this is far superior. Okay, let's get right into it. I've got 6 problems that came up in the Chouette, and Chouette is where several people play at once. We have lots of arguments and bets in Chicago. I'm going to go through these very quickly. So the first thing I recommend is you click in the lower right-hand corner and make the screen large so you can see it well. And the second thing is, after I show you the problem, pause the video, give yourself more time to answer, and I'd love to know how you did. If you can get 4 out of 6 right, please don't come and play in our Chouette. You're too good for us. I missed several of these, had problems with some of these. I wasn't sure of hardly any of them myself, and we all had problems with these, either challenging positions. Okay, so first we have a cube action problem. Red is on roll. If you're red, would you double? And if you're blue, would you take or pass? By the way, we can see the pip count, 114, 138. Red is up 24 pips in the race. Obviously, blue does not have a great position race-wise. If blue has a take, it's going to be because of the possibility of getting a shot hitting it. So, pause the video, take your time. I'm going to go right to the answer. It is not even a double, and I think somebody even passed this based on just the race. Why is it not even a double? There's just a lot of awkward rolls for red. That's one reason. By the way, you can go to analyze dice distribution, and you're going to see that there are some rolls that leave shots immediately. For example, look at the worst rolls here. 6-3 leaves a shot. 3-1, 5-3, all leave shots. 2-1 doesn't leave a shot, but look how stacked and awkward it's going to be if you don't leave a shot with it. 6-2 is going to be very, very awkward, or you're going to leave an indirect shot out here, which is going to be hit with 8s and 10s. So again, the main reason it's not a double is you don't lose your market very often. What is lose your market? That means on the next roll, blue would pass. If he's not going to be passing on the next roll very often, what do you gain by giving the cube? You gain very, very little. Look at only 3-3, 2-2, 3-2. The numbers that make this point are likely to lose your market where blue is passing on the next roll. Because that's going to eliminate a lot of the rolls that immediately leave shots, and he's likely to only get an indirect or get lucky later on, and he hasn't got time probably to hold both these points. So it's a real difficult position right now for red, and if red rolls really well next time, maybe he can get a drop, but a lot of his rolls will continue to get a take if he doesn't get hit after he leaves an indirect out here, as suspect a lot of what happens on the next roll. So give yourself a pat on the back if you did double this and if you took this. Let's go to the next one, number 2. Another cube action problem. I've got 4 cube action problems and 2 checker play problems. I want to bet on this one. Red is on roll. Should red double? And if red double, should blue take or pass? Pause the video if you need more time. Okay, this is a double, and it is a take. I like Stick's Law, and I use this in my teaching. By the way, www.thebackgammonlearningcenter.com, 23 teachers, 10 languages we teach on the internet. students of all levels, and we've got a different price range for beginners. And I recommend you take lessons. It's the fastest and best and easiest way to learn. We've had over hundreds of students that have won major tournaments all over the world. Okay, enough commercial. What do you do in this position? It's a double and a take. Stick's Law. Stick is one of our teachers and one of the best players in the world. Stick's Law is most prime versus primes, or normal prime versus primes or takes. What's normal? Normal means that you can see a light at the end of the tunnel. You can see a way that the taker, in this case blue, could win. Obviously, if red doesn't roll a 6 for a couple of rolls, he starts cracking and blue's got a reasonable chance to win. The acid test is that he wins at least 30% of the time, and that's the case here. And gammons aren't too high, and the net gammons here are not that high. The net gammons are about 12%, and that's not that bad when you can win 33% of the time. Anyway, why is it a double? Because you do lose your market every time you roll a 6. You lose your market if you don't roll a 6 and roll small and then roll a 6 the next time, and the market losers are huge. If you roll a 6, blue's got a horrible game, and you can't afford not to turn the cube here. I know people who, in fact, the bet that I won is I bet this was a double, and someone bet me that it wasn't. So there are lots of people who won't double these, but you can see you don't have that many market losers. You really have to roll a 6. That's only 11 rolls, but it's huge when you roll it. Okay, and you don't have that many bad rolls. Now, look what happens if you take away some of red's timing. It's fun to change these positions a little bit more, helps you understand them better. If red has less time to roll a 6, if he's more likely to crack, now how does 5-4 play? 5-2, several numbers that would have played from here. Well, 5-4 didn't, but 5-2, 5-1, anything higher than the fives, even 4-3. There's lots of numbers that crack here that didn't crack from here. So that's why this would be a big, big no double. And again, I think you often should lean towards doubling when you're not sure in prime versus primes, because I promise you there are people that would pass even this cube. Our Chouette happens to be made of mostly pretty strong open players that wouldn't pass a cube like this, but I wouldn't be surprised to get some passes here, and that's why this is a clear double, aside from the fact that it's a huge take, the market losers, and you might get some passes. Okay, next one, number 3. Another cube action problem. This time blue is on roll. And if you were blue, would you double? And if you were red, would you take or pass? If you need more time, pause the video. I'm going to get right into it. I'll hit the button. I always hit ++, or usually, unless I think it's going to take a long time. But you can see this is a big double and a pass. Well, lots of people think this is pretty bad to have these 2 points made, and it is generally pretty bad, but not when you're blitzing. And if you count, there's 3 checkers out here for blue. That means there's 12 checkers in the zone. The zone is this section and this section, and with 12 checkers in the zone, you've got a hell of a blitz. Actually, you only need 9 to barely have a blitz. 10 is better, but when you start getting into 12, you've got a great blitz, and these 3 checkers are all pointing at these open spots. As a matter of fact, over the board, I believe the roll, the next roll was a 6-3 that made this point. That was pretty much curtains for red. But this is a pass, and I think some people took this over the board, and I think there are some people that didn't double. I'm just not sure. I can't remember. We had so many positions. I don't remember exactly what happened. Just to show you how important it is for the number of checkers in the zone, let's take a checker out of the zone. And it's also a very good builder out of the zone. Now it changes completely, becomes a very, very big take, although it is still a small double because of the threats. So it's very sensitive, as you can see. Now it would be a 0.23 error to drop this cube, put this checker back here, and now it's a small pass. So checkers in the zone when it's a blitzing situation is a key item to look at. Let's go on. Number 4. We have, this is a situation that I was in. Carter was playing the red checkers, the international champion from Cyprus. He was the captain. playing red and got into a very deep back game. I left a shot here. I was blue, and what should happen next? Should red double? And if red doubles, should I take or pass? What would you do? All right. They gang doubled me. Everybody doubled me. And I didn't see a logical way to win this game. For those of you who are not real skilled in backgammon, with 3 checkers shooting at this, there are 36 possible rolls of the dice. 27 of them, or exactly 75%, hit this checker. I'm going to get hit 75% of the time. And the 25% that he misses, do I win? I think I'm going to leave more shots. So I passed this. I put this into XG and hit the plus button because I thought this would take a while, and it said it was a take. Well, I immediately thought to myself, wait a second. How in the world does blue win this game? Well, this shows you why you need to have a higher level of valuation. I rolled it out. And I did say when I saw this that it said as a take, I want to roll this one out. I don't think XG Plus, which only plays the game 360 times, understands this position as well as if it played it out to the end 1,296 times. And I was right. Big pass. Look at this, a very, very big mistake to take this cube. And I did pass it. I didn't see how to win it. Even if I didn't get hit, I sure don't like my odds here. And look at this. Red does win more gammons, but after he gets hit, it is going to be more gammons. Let's see what happens with a hit. Let's give red a hitting number like a 2-1. Not the best hitting number, doesn't get checkers in the outfield, but even with a number like this, now red's winning gammons about 30% of the time. So it becomes very, very big, and the gammons swing quite a bit as soon as you get hit. And aside from the gammons, you just don't win too much. Okay, let's go on. Now we have 2 checker play problems. Red is on roll and has already doubled blue, and blue got lucky and anchored, rolled a 4. In fact, again, it was Carter who got lucky and rolled a darn 4 while we were blitzing him and hoping to gammon him. And now we rolled a 5-1. And here I got into an argument or disagreement with my partners. And I'm very proud to say that this particular one, I had the right play. So what play would you make with a 5-1? I, again, recommend you pause the video and take your time on this one. There's a lot of possible plays. Okay, answer time. I'm going to tell you what we did over the board was we played 13-8-9-8 and left a 1 shot out here and made this point. I wanted to just come out, leave lots of shots right now, get this checker moving. If he had a hit from here and give up this point, or here and give up this point, and with this blot here, I wanted to play big. I was right. Playing big and coming out right here is good, and trying to delay the pain by this play, you can see, is a very, very pretty big error. This is not at a high evaluation, but we don't need to. It's pretty obvious that Extreme Gammon is right about the shot. I couldn't talk my partners into it. This is one time I was right. I'm not bragging, because I was certainly wrong on several others. In fact, I lost more bets to Herb Roman than I won yesterday. I think I had 4 bets with him, and I lost 3. And the last 5 times I think I bet Herb, I won. So it can go either way. But anyway, play big now. Don't get stuck back here. You don't mind. He stripped here and here. If he hits you, it isn't so bad. In fact, he might not even be right to hit you with some rolls with this blot here, unless you get hit and cover. Okay, let's move on to the last one, a 6-4. This is my favorite one. I call this my play of the day because this one I think is the most complex. The cube is in the center, and blue has a 6-4 to play. And you can see the options here. A lot of options. You can make the 2-point. You can just run and hope not to get hit. You can hit here and either come up with the 4 or hit twice. Let's see, any other options? You can make the 4-point. I mean, there's just so many options here. You can bring 2 down, hit and come down. Okay, I'll be quiet now. It's time for you to decide how you would play 6-4. Cube's in the center. I believe Herb had this play, and I believe he played it right. We didn't have a bet on this one, but we had many disagreements. Carter doesn't think I plays like this. He usually hits twice. Right play is to make the 2 point. And anytime you can hit and make a point, the word and being very, very big, is a clue as to that why it's a great thing to do. Hit and make a point, hit and cover, uh, hit and escape. All those are very, very good concepts. I have to tell you that just running from the back looked like a pretty reasonable play to me. If you don't get hit with a 2, you're up in the race. You're up 11 pips before the roll, 21 after the roll. You only get hit with a 2 or an 8. Of course, you're not home free, but that looked pretty attractive. Hitting twice if you don't get hit back seems to be pretty strong. My play, and the play I recommended, was just running, which was wrong. It wasn't a horrible play at all, a .035 error, but you can see the best play is to hit and point. The two things are better than one. I hope you enjoyed the quiz. I hope you enjoy our Chicago Chouette videos. By the way, if you subscribe to me, Phil Simborg, on YouTube, you'll see that I posted many, many videos like this, many interesting positions, some lessons, some lectures that were made by myself and John O'Hagan and Stick and other experts, and so really a lot of interesting stuff. Also, just about every day I post a position or two on my Facebook page. I'm PJ Simborg on Facebook, and I get lots of responses from some of the greatest players in the world, Falafel and Jordan Granstead, Mark Olson, some of the best players in the world, Joe Russell, make comments and look at these positions. So there's a lot of free, interesting stuff out there that are educational and fun, and I enjoy sharing my pain with the world. Again, a Happy New Year to all, and good rolling, and enjoy backgammon. And by the way, lots of great live backgammon tournaments and at local clubs around the world. Just search for backgammon in Brussels or wherever you happen to live, backgammon in Chicago, backgammon in Detroit. You'll see there's great clubs all over the world to play in, and your local clubs are really pushing to bring in new players into the game. The game is growing. It's exciting. Hope you join us in 2018. Have a great year. Bye-bye.